So the Soap MacTavish plot holes, they are mind-blowing. So I'm assuming you guys knew I was going to make a video like this, and what it is about is the plot holes that they have introduced with the seasons throughout Modern Warfare 3 and Warzone. These plot holes are getting absolutely ridiculous to the point where the story of Modern Warfare 3 is making absolutely zero sense. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, let me give you a quick breakdown. If you didn't know, yesterday, Soap MacTavish was introduced as the main operator for Season 4 of Modern Warfare 3 and Warzone. Now, if you don't know the problem with that, if you didn't play the campaign, at the very end of the campaign, Soap MacTavish and Task Force 141 go into a tunnel, and in this tunnel, Soap MacTavish meets his demise. And doing so, they are defusing a bomb. Vladimir Makarov comes in, they get in a little bit of a struggle, and Soap MacTavish gets shot square in the head. And then after this, we see kind of like a funeral with an urn. So in other words, Soap MacTavish got cremated, not just shot in the head, where Captain Price, Ghost are kind of giving homage to Johnny or to Soap MacTavish. So he's real dead at this point. But then a couple months ago, exactly almost 2 months ago, we saw this little teaser where they implemented a new skin for Soap MacTavish within the multiplayer and Warzone in Black Cell. And in it, there was a little kind of description that said, I was not in that tunnel. The tunnel referring to that tunnel that he was killed in at the very end of the campaign. Of course, when I made this video, no one believed me and everyone was just like, oh, it's just a joke referring to Commander Philip Graves because he said he was not in that tank at the end of Modern Warfare 2 when we all thought that he died. So, of course, Season 4 happens and lo and behold, Soap MacTavish returns. He is alive. So yesterday in the video where we were discussing this, I tried to come up with ways and reasons that this could have made any sense in the story whatsoever. The first one that I looked at is this story of the multiplayer and Warzone happening before the campaign? And the answer to that is no, because in Season 1, we see Nolan returning and escaping from captivity where he was taken captive throughout the campaign of Modern Warfare 3. So no, it is not taking place before the campaign. The second one, I was like, could he have survived that bullet? And the answer to that one is no. One, he was shot square in the head and then he was cremated. So that doesn't make any sense either. And then the third and final one is like, was the person who was in Task Force 141 in that tunnel a body double? Were they trying to disguise Soap MacTavish so he could go undercover and get more information on Vladimir Makarov? And where it seems as though that would be the only thing that makes any sense whatsoever, that is so dumb. So at this point, I'm just like, all right, we know we're getting a blog post at least sometime soon. And then as it turns out, we got one yesterday. So I was like, let's see what Call of Duty is going to say about this. Are they going to write in his description what exactly happened to them? Well, they kind of did. Let me read to you what they actually said. They said, this grizzled Task Force 1 veteran and Scottish warrior brings his rugged yet effective skills to the AO. With his headstrong leadership, we'll come back to that, you can recon the imminent threats to figure out just what the hell is going on. So in other words, none of us know what the hell is going on with Soap MacTavish, but he has headstrong leadership, and they are clearly making a joke out of this because he got shot in the head. And also, in this version of the story, in like the original trilogy, yeah, he was actually a captain, Captain Soap MacTavish. He kind of took over Captain Price's role within Modern Warfare 2 and moving forward into Modern Warfare 3. However, in this game, he is not a leader. He is led by Captain Price, and even Ghost are kind of his leaders in this game. He's not a leader. So that statement not only makes no sense, and the joke is about him getting shot in the head, it just doesn't make any sense with the canon of the current game. Now here's the thing. What they are doing here is nothing new for the recent Call of Duty series. We saw this first off with Alex in Modern Warfare 2019, where he was kind of in the building that exploded at the end of Modern Warfare 2019, and then he came back, I believe it was in Season 3, or maybe, no, I think it was Season 3 of Modern Warfare 1, Modern Warfare 2019, and he had a prosthetic leg, but at least there was a description of what happened. He lost his leg. And then in Modern Warfare 2, we saw Commander Philip Graves not be in that tank, as we kind of discussed earlier. And then the really more egregious one, they just keep getting more egregious, was Victor Zakhaev. At the end of Warzone, Captain Price gets in a fight with him, shoots him, throws him in a missile silo, and lo and behold, he is not at the bottom of that silo when Task Force 141 goes to look for him, and he returns within Modern Warfare Zombies. And by the way, that is canon. They announced that it was canon when they announced Modern Warfare 3. The developers actually talked about it. Now, the thing with all of those deaths is in all of those deaths, we didn't see the bodies. And this is my golden rule with Call of Duty, is that if you don't see someone die, they are probably not dead. However, with Soap MacTavish, we absolutely see him die. Not only do we see him get shot square in the head, laying on the ground, Ghost checks for a pulse, and then he gets cremated. We see all of that. We know that it happens. It's like the most confirmed death ever in a Call of Duty game. Yet, he somehow still returns. So apparently my golden rule of if you haven't seen someone die, they're probably not dead is no longer a golden rule. Even if you see them die, they might also not be dead. Now, I saw a lot of comments yesterday saying, why do you care? Why is this a big deal? We just want to see our favorite characters return. And I understand that, but I truly believe that the story of a game is incredibly important to its longevity and people actually liking it. Previously, in prior games, the multiplayer was the multiplayer and the campaign was the campaign. The story didn't continue throughout. And then in Modern Warfare 2019, every single season we got canon and lore added into the game. Even with intel in Warzone, the canon continued on. And this was amplified even further during Black Ops Cold War. They put out amazing cutscene that continued the story of Perseus, the story of Stitch, the story of Adler, and all of our characters. So at this point, we are kind of expecting to see the story continue throughout and after the game. Not to mention that Modern Warfare 3 ends on a massive cliffhanger. Makarov just runs off into the sunset and we don't know where he went or what his plans are moving forward. So you would think in the seasons they would continue that story like we've become accustomed to. Yet, in the seasons that we have got so far, we are just getting bull. And in fact, most of what we get in these cinematic cutscenes is just an advertisement for the bundles that are coming to the game. And to me, someone that really likes Call of Duty and enjoys the game and wants to see the story continue, because I make a lot of videos on it and people seem to really enjoy it, to see them kind of replace the story with just a way to sell more bundles. And let's be honest, they are putting Soap in here because they think people will like Soap and buy more bundles or buy more battle passes because of it. I really just hope that they fix the story. Also, I haven't even mentioned the long-term effects that something like this can have on a franchise like Call of Duty, because now anytime anyone dies, whether you see them die or not, we are just going to question the fact as to whether or not they are just going to be brought back altogether and that death meant absolutely nothing. We already thought that the campaign of Call of Duty had absolutely no consequences when something like this happened. Well, now that's even further amplified, because if someone dies, they're just going to bring them back with no description as to why whatsoever. Because at this point, there is two options. Either what is happening in Warzone and the multiplayer is just simply not canon whatsoever, or they have a whole bunch of plot holes that they need to fix. And the biggest one being explaining to us what happened with Soap MacTavish. And my hope is that with Season 4 launching on the 29th, I hope we get a cutscene that explains what happened with Soap MacTavish. And if you have any theories, if you have any ideas of how this is at all possible, let me know down in the comments. And then when we get that Season 4 cinematic, I will hopefully be able to make a video for you guys explaining exactly what happened to Soap. But as for now, it's anyone's guess. And as I mentioned before, yes, these plot holes are mind-blowing.